Hey, it's Seraphin, and today we're making a pretty interesting bread. This bread is a mix of a coffee chocolate dough and straightforward milk dough arranged in this gorgeous swirl. It's a low-effort bread recipe that ends up with absolutely stunning results. So let's jump right in. So first things first, we want to make tangzhong, which we already made right here. It's a crucial ingredient to getting the soft bread to stay soft for longer. So for more information on tangzhong, you can check out our previous video on tangzhong. We're not going to show you how to make it again in this video, so please check out the previous video on tangzhong to see how it's made as well. We love using tangzhong in our recipes because it's super easy and convenient to make as well as use, while giving incredible benefits to the bread. Not only does it make the bread softer for longer, it also makes the dough easier to handle by absorbing more water, so it's absolutely great. Okay, now that we have our tangzhong, we'll take our stand mixer's bowl right here, and into it we're going to add cooled tangzhong using a spatula to scrape it out. Just get all of that gooey goodness in. Then we're going to add 300 grams of bread flour. 25 grams of milk powder, 50 grams of sugar, 1 teaspoon of salt, 1 teaspoon of instant yeast, 100 grams of water, and we want to add 35 grams of a whole egg. So here we go. So we cracked an egg, we scrambled it, measured out 35 grams, and we're saving the rest of the egg for glazing. Let's put that in. And this recipe does have butter, but we're going to wait for a bit before adding it because all fat interferes with gluten development, so we want to knead the dough a little bit first before we add 25 grams of butter. Okay, so we're going to get the bowl into the stand mixer attachment. So lock it in. Then we're going to let it run on a low speed for about a minute just to combine all the ingredients. And after that, we want to keep the speed up to a medium-high and let that run for 3 to 4 minutes until the dough looks cohesive and has developed a little glue. It's been about 4 minutes total, and the dough looks cohesive and has developed a little gluten. This is when we want to add the butter, so we stop the mixer. I'm going to pull it open, and then we're going to get the butter. Use a spatula to scrape it all in. Alright, we're going to close it, and we're going to take it back to that medium-high speed and let it run until the dough is done. So that should take about another 5 to 6 minutes. So the dough looks done, and we can tell by the fact that it's smooth, cohesive, and also that it's kind of cleaned up the bottom of the bowl. There's still a little bit of dough left there, but look, it's lifting up quite nicely. Look at that, see? That clean lift off. Nice. We can give it a final test by doing a window pane test. So just taking a small portion of the dough. Here you go. There you go. You can see my fingers through it, and you can also see the light through it, so it's really good. Just before we take the dough out of the bowl, I'm just going to quickly oil the 2 bowls that we're going to use to bulk ferment the dough. So there's just a little bit of vegetable oil. cocoas are ready. And now I'm just going to lightly flour our work surface, just to prevent any sticking from happening. Then I'm going to take my scraper. Alright, so I'm just going to scrape down the sides of the bowl. We're going to get it out. Okay, nice. Oh, very nice. Okay, and I'm just going to even it out by rounding it into a large bowl. Flipping it over, using my palms to round it further. That looks nice and even. So I'm now going to divide this into two, because we need two parts of the dough, one for the white swirl and one for the chocolate brown part. Just using a scraper and being quick and ruthless. Oh, done. And I'm using a scale to make sure we get exact measurements. The plate I'm using to measure it, so that the dough doesn't stick there. Turn the scale on. Ta-da. Both the pieces on there. 12. 610 divided by 2, 305. Okay. There we go, that's perfect in one go, yo! 305. Great, perfect. All right. Okay, so one of these pieces, nothing's gonna happen to it because it's already white, it's already good, so I'm just gonna round it like this. Just quickly making it uniform, and it's going to go straight into the bowl, just to proof immediately. Just to ferment immediately. And the other one, we are going to bring back to the stand mixer, just drop it back in. And to it, we're going to add this delicious coffee cocoa mixture. So this is made of 2 grams of instant coffee powder and 1 tablespoon of cocoa, as well as just a little bit, about like 2 teaspoons of hot water, just to get everything nice and combined. This is what's going to give our dough a rich chocolate and coffee color and give it a mocha flavor. So yummy. Okay, so it looks like the good majority of it, except the very top here, is fully mixed in. So I'm just gonna take it out now, do a little bit more hand kneading, and then we're gonna leave it to bulk ferment. Right. All right, now we have our nice and pretty chocolate dough. You can just drop it. And we can just drop this straight into the pre-prepared bowl. Okay, so our 2 doughs are prepared and ready for bulk fermentation. So I'm gonna cover them. So we're going to leave them to bulk ferment for about until they double in size, so like around here. And that normally takes about an hour here, but it may vary depending on your local climate and room temperature. So make sure to keep an eye on the dough. Okay. So we're going to start with this base dough first, the white dough. It should come out pretty a little bit. And we want to shake this out. So actually I've got a baking pan in front of us right here. And we want to shake this out to be between the width of this one, about the width of that, and into a long rectangle because we're going to roll it up with the cocoa dough. Bit of flour here as well. Open it up. Ta-da! Oh, nice. Look at that. Good fermentation. Okay, so they're about the same width, same height, same shape. All right, we're going to pick up the mocha dough. That's just in case it sticks. And we're gonna lay it on top of this one. And then just readjust it so that it lays on top of it. Just right. This is what's going to give us a really good spiral when we roll it up later. So it's nice to have it be long and neat. There we go. And I think we're ready to roll. So we want to get a really tight roll, by the way. So like make a small roll like that. Push it back a little bit with our index fingers. Roll forward again with the thumb. Push back a little bit. Forward a bit, push back, just to seal it in there. Just seal it in there with our hands. Keep rolling, keep rolling, keep rolling until we reach the last one. Then we want to pinch to seal the seam, okay? So just and seal sides, and there we have a nice little roll. Okay. Just keep pushing that in, just make it neater as well as more uniform and shape the sides. We're going to line the baking pan with a little bit of some non-stick pan coating. You could use any fat such as butter or oil, but we prefer to use this because it is better at preventing sticking. Just make sure to coat every nook and cranny. Same advice goes for if you're using something like butter or oil. Alright, okay, so that looks pretty well coated to me. So put the brush aside and we're going to put in our dough. Okay, just get in the sides. It is a little big for the baking pan. I don't think I rolled it out forward enough, but that's okay. There we go, fits. And I'm just going to do one thing, just going to press it down like just so that the bottom really touches, the bottom of the dough really touches the glass. Okay, so now I'm gonna cover it with this clean plastic bag, and you can use anything you have really, because it is going to rise above the surface of this pan line here, so you can cover it with something that's too close. Just gonna close off the top. All right, that looks pretty okay. And I'm gonna leave this for about an hour and a half or until it reaches just above the pan line. So this is going to create a beautiful bread that is over the top. It's gonna have that like gorgeous mushroom shape. It looks really nice. Okay, all that's left to do is wait. Okay, so it's been an hour and 30 minutes. About 15 minutes before right now, we turned on the oven to preheat it to 175 degrees Celsius, top and bottom heat. And now we're going to look at the dough. Look at it, it's gorgeous. Da, 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 da. Okay, that looks pretty good. As you can see, it's just about the pan's height. That looks very good. It's starting to fit in. Great. Okay, just before we bake this, we're going to give it a glazing. So with the egg that we saved from when we were making the dough, here it is. So I'm going to split up a bit with a silicone brush. And we're going to brush the top of this dough with the egg. And a note here is that make sure not to put too much of the egg glazing on top of it, because this will cause it to stick to the sides if you add too much of it. So we're doing our best not to let it drip. Okay, so we're going to be baking the bread on 175 degrees Celsius, top and bottom heat, for about 40 to 45 minutes or until the bread looks golden brown. And by the way, if the top starts to burn during the process of baking, we're just going to cover it with a piece of parchment paper. And also, we didn't score the bread because we like the appearance of the sides ripping just a little bit. We think it looks pretty nice, but if you don't want that, you can score it easily just by making some stripes at the top. Okay. And it's done. Easily. So for this side, let's stick. Okay. Here. Moving it to the wire rack. We don't want any soggy bottoms on our beautiful loaf of bread. Oh, look at that, nothing. Okay, and now we want to brush it with a little bit of butter just to add to the taste and also give it a bit more of a shine. Oh my goodness, it's so beautiful. Really nice.